Hey everyone. So today I wanted to do a video in light of the news of Charles Weinstein and the scandal that's going on with the allegation of sexual assault against so many celebrity women who have been in the industry for a long time. And the reason I want to talk about this subject is because it hits really close to home for me. Um, as a woman, and I want to talk to you guys as a woman, as a mother, as a human being, and this really goes out to everyone. And you know what's funny? At this point, I'm not appalled by it because um, it's something that I see so much, and it's men in power. Or men in general feeling that they can violate your personal space, that they can take advantage of you, that they can that they have some sort of power over you. And I want to talk a little bit about my story and share with you the things that I've been through that make me so passionate about this and make me you know want to really open up and speak up, so that other women have the courage to speak up, so that women are not waiting till, their 30s, 40s to be able to open up about this subject. And I'll tell you a bit about myself. I have been a victim of sexual assault, sexual violence, and many of you may not know this, but I am very open about it with a lot of people, because I decided that to speak up, because I decided that the trauma had to be dealt with, the struggle had to be faced full on, because I was not going to be a victim anymore. I was a victim for a very long time. I was playing the victim role for a very long time, and my abuse my first incident of abuse actually happened with a family member. He does not live here, but moving to Canada, in the process of getting here, I was sexually abused at the age of 8 by a family member. And from that moment, my whole life changed. I was no longer the woman, the child, the person that I thought I would be. I basically, a lot of I didn't really have a childhood due to this trauma that happened, and I'm pretty open about it now, and I have been pretty open for the past couple of years, because that messed me up so much that I went down a very bad dark hole in my life, and I continued it without knowing what was the cause of it, because I kind of put my sexual assault behind me. So I'm trying to share these stories where that was my first experience with someone really much, much older than me. And I was 8 at the time, and it happened for a while. And finally, the next time that happened, I was about 18 years old, 19 years old, also with someone who made assumptions about who I was and what I wanted from them, and they thought that it was in their right that because I dressed a certain way, because I was in a certain place at a certain time, that I was asking for it. I've had many smaller events where it's just unwanted touch, unwanted attention, and it's usually I always felt like I was the one that was causing that type of, like, it was my fault. So it took a lot of work on my part, a lot of self-reflection, a lot of therapy, a lot of talking to people, a lot of mental exercises to really help me through my journey. And it's never going to stop. My journey to get over all the things that have occurred to me is never going to end. But I want to speak from a place of power to you right now. And I'm going to tell you to speak up, because I decided to speak up, and I decided to stop being a victim. I did not want them to have power over me. I did not want them to decide what my future was going to look like. I did not want them to even let them know one bit that they had ruined me in any way, because they hadn't. I had come out stronger and better. And though I wish this for nobody, what happened to me was something that needed to happen, unfortunately, in my life. And I couldn't change it. I was in a very powerless position. And I want to lend my heart, my soul to support those women that are struggling. And if you want to chat and if you want to talk about your struggle, I'm more than happy to share with you in a private conversation how I've dealt with everything. But I just want to let you know, women and men who have, passed through some sort of sexual assault, violence, rape, that there is the light at the end of the tunnel and that you can do something to overcome it. It's never going to ever be over. Unfortunately, it changes you forever. But also, you can make this a positive thing in your life after. You can work hard to make sure that you are not the victim of your circumstance and of them. And I also want to advise those that, that are dealing with someone who have been sexually assaulted, have experienced sexual violence, especially for women. Listen, you can be and dress and live your life however you want to, but never is there a way that someone can excuse themselves for crossing your boundaries, okay? And if you are dealing with someone who has gone through the situation, believe them. Believe them, because it's so hard to open up about it. It is so hard to admit it to yourself. And it's so hard to admit it to somebody else. And I want you to know that there is support out there, that there is a way to help yourself. And please believe the people that are telling you what's happened, because it's very hard to open up. It's very hard. And there are solutions, treatments, and talking about it and not keeping it deep inside is the best thing you can do for yourself. So let's speak up for our kids, for our daughters, for our sons, for our future. Let's be kind to each other. Let's make this world a better place where we are not forced to be silent, where we are not forced to be blamed and looked at, down on, just because of the way we look or the way we dress or the way people perceive us. Let's teach our men to be respectful, to respect when women say no, to be kind. Because if we don't start to make these changes, this is just going to be history repeating itself. And I refuse to let history repeat itself for my daughter. So for her, I refuse to be silent. Love you guys.